Dave, Noah seems pretty resigned to the fact that he's not going to throw 100 again. How do you feel about that whole thing? And can he still be effective where he's at?
I do. I think that I think the velocity is going to continue to tick up, which it has from last year to this spring. But I do think that, you know, right now, mixing, sequencing, having command, which he does have, is the best course of action, and betting on the velocity to tick up. But I'm not sitting here trying to chase velocity. And, you know, tonight I thought he scattered some hits. But I thought overall he's had a good spring. The last couple outings probably haven't been ideal, but I think that most importantly we got him built up. He's healthy, feeling good going into the season.
I know those guys have a pretty good top of their batting order, but what was your take on just the reason for all that hard contact?
Yeah, I think that there was a lot of pitches tonight. In Noah's particular case, he was just missing, and so I think that he really couldn't get into good advantage counts. And so with that, you know, you've got to elevate the ball a little bit more, play to the bigger part of the plate, and they took some good swings. So I think it's, you know, I think tonight was just a case of just missing in certain counts.
And you seem to think that correction is a matter of small adjustments. Is this the type of fix that can happen?
I think so. I think so. I actually thought, you know, given, you know, the fact that he was 5+ or whatever it was and gave up 9 hits, but I thought, you know, if you know, a handful of those pitches were called strikes, I think those are different at bats, but that's baseball. So I do think that it's just minor adjustments to his point.
I don't know how much of Rojas you saw last year, but from what you saw, can you tell a pretty big difference with his top hand and the health factor with that wrist?
Yeah, I can. You know, I think that, you know, Miguel, you know, you look back a couple years ago when he was a really good offensive player, a complete player. You know, with baseball, the wrist, those, you know, not having that ability to finish your swing is hard. And he still posted and played. But he's a guy that I think that there's a lot more in there as far as expectation offensively. I know he believes that. I think the ball is going to play. I think there's going to be some more slug, and, you know, a guy at the bottom of the order, I think he's going to get some big hits for us. So just the way he's swinging with intent, he's 100% healthy, and I do believe he's not going to make excuses. But, you know, when you're talking about your swing and the top hand wrist to finish your swing, certainly makes it more difficult. Yeah.
The defense, of course, has always been there with Rojas, and we've really seen that on display the last couple of nights. Has that been as expected, better than expected? What's it been like seeing Indianapolis?
It's better than expected. I think that, you know, I always, you know, thought he could defend in the middle of the field, but just to see how engaged he is, his jumps on the baseball, the arm strength, the accuracy, you know, it's a plus major league shortstop. So, you know, you're going to hear this a lot. For me, it's like it's showing itself now without the shift. And so to have a guy out there that can really defend and who's rangy, it's going to play big for us.
Luke Williams with another home run tonight. How and where do you see him fitting into this roster?
Yeah, you know, Luke is right now just on the outside looking in, but he's a major league player. He's going to go down to AAA and play some third, play some short, play some second. But I wouldn't be shocked to see him at some point help us. I like everything about him. I like the way he prepares his head. I like the skill set, and you know, the last couple weeks of spring, he's really taken off.
No, the box score said he was 0 for 3, but Will Smith, he's shown you that he's overcome the lack of playing time from me.
Yeah, I think so. I didn't know how it was going to look because he hadn't played much this spring or taken a lot of at-bats, but you know, just seeing him in games, really confident where he's at. He'll get 2 at-bats tomorrow. So I think that just being mindful of the workload is something I think we're going to be mindful of early on as far as playing 3 in a row and stuff like that. But as far as the bat in the batter's box, feel really confident.
Catching tomorrow or DHing?
He's going to catch tomorrow, and then Austin will finish the game.